Hi, in the previous session that we have discussed about the second operative function selection. In today's session that I have planned to discuss the third operative function compensation, in which we are going to see the meaning, definition, objectives, importance of compensation. Followed with this, have planned to discuss the types of compensation, principles of compensation, and finally I am going to give the practices which can be implemented to bring a good work environment. Let us move on to see the meaning of compensation. Compensation is a monetary value provided to the employees based on their work performance. It is fixed and provided in a systematic way, so it is said to be as a systematic approach. Compensation as being a most prominent tool among employer, employee and organization. It serves and assists them for different purposes like recruiting the employees, potential qualified employees to their organization, whereas it helps them to job performance and it also helps to obtain the job satisfaction. Now let us see the definition which was given by the author Thomas J. Birchman at the year of 1988. He derived the definition based on 4 components which totally represents the compensation. The 4 components are wages or salary, the employee benefit, the non-recurring financial rewards, and also the non-pecuniary rewards. I hope that you are all clear with the meaning and definition of compensation. With this, now let us move on to see the objectives of compensation. I have listed 4 important objectives. The first objective is the compensation is not only to retain the employees but also to recruit and retain the employees back in the concern. The second objective is to enhance the employee morale of the employees. The third objective is to determine the wage or salary of the employees. And the last 4th objective is to reward the employees based on their performance. Now let us move on to see the importance of compensation. It is very essential part to know the importance of compensation which has provided to the employees. Here I have revealed 3 important components which represents the importance of compensation. The first one is it represents the effectiveness of industry, institute or a concern. Based on the remuneration provided to an employee, it represents an image for a concern. At the same time, it helps to attract the potential qualified employees. The second is the compensation fixation helps to reduce the legal compliance. Actually, proper fixation of salary, the equity based on the job profile and administration ability towards fixing the compensation helps to reduce the legal compliance. The third one is employee management. The employees are managed properly towards providing the proper rewards, whether it may be a monetary or non-monetary. Now it's time to see the types of compensation. The compensation which we can classify into 2 types. The financial compensation and non-financial compensation. Financial compensation, which I would like to explain first. The financial compensation is a monetary value, that means money value, which has been provided to the employees. Again, that we can classify the financial compensation in 2 ways, direct compensation and indirect compensation. In direct compensation, wage or salary is fixed. There won't be much fluctuation, none other than the annual increment. But there are some fluctuations in providing direct compensation, which is said to be as a variable compensation. It is dearness allowance, incentive and bonus. The dearness allowance is provided to the employees based on the goods and service consumed, whereas incentives is provided to the employees based on the profit, sales and productivity, whereas bonus is provided to the employees based on the profitability. Now let us see about the indirect compensation. Indirect compensation is also a monetary value provided to the employees, but we can classify the benefits in 2 aspects. The mandatory benefit which has to be provided to the employees, and voluntarily the concern is providing certain benefits. Let me explain the mandatory benefits which has to be provided. The provident fund, gratuity, leave, maternity leave, health insurance, all these things is mandatory for a concern which has to be provided to the employees. The non-mandatory benefits is voluntarily the concern provides to the employee, that is the vacation, the break, and some educational facilities can be provided. Now, I hope that you are clear with the financial compensations. With this, let us move on to see the non-financial compensations. The non-financial compensation is none other than the psychological needs has to be satisfied. If the employees are satisfied towards the psychological need, then it enhances the performance of the employees. Even APAT is also comes under with non-financial motivation. Their job rotation, job enrichment, the flexible work time, this all comes under with non-financial compensation. I hope that you are all clear with the types of compensation. Now it's time to move on to see the principles of compensation, which is very essential for an employee to fix a compensation package. Here the first one is legal. And compensation should be fixed legally with the approval of the top management and also with the government. The second principle is adequate. The remuneration has to be adequate to the employee. It should be sufficient to lead his life. The third principle is motivation. The employee's compensation should motivate the employee to work well and perform well. The fourth principle is it should be equity. There should not be any discrimination among employees towards this remuneration. The fifth principle is it should be security. The compensation which is received by the employee should provide a security. There should not be any break in providing the compensation to the employees. The last principle is cost and benefit balance. The provided benefit has to be balanced between the cost and effectiveness. Now it's time to see the various practices which can be implemented to bring a good work environment. I would like to list out few work practices which can be implemented. The first one is job sharing. The second is job rotation, the work from home, and fourth one is flexible work time and towards the holiday regulations. These are the practices which can be implemented to bring a good work environment. Finally, I would like to give you few examples which industries have given more importance in fixing compensation plans. The industries are Unilever, Johnson & Johnson's, and Procter & Gamble. Unilever has given much importance for performance-based pay, whereas Johnson & Johnson's have given for the remuneration plan. The Procter & Gamble, who makes more number of owners over there in their concern. That we came to the end of the session. I hope that you all understand about the today's session's topic compensation, that we have seen the meaning, definition, objectives, importance of compensation, and we are also discussed about the types and principles of compensation, and finally we have also seen about the various practices which can be implemented to bring the good work environment. In the next session that I have planned to discuss about the next operative function training, we are going to see the meaning, importance, objectives, principles and types of training. Thank you.